welcome everybody back to another random encounter. I've lost count of what number it is. I think it's 17, this one. And we're going to do a very quick whistle-stop stuff because we're going to go into the game pretty quickly. But I did want to bring up some news which has happened, I think it may have happened just before the recording or may have been just after. I'm not 100% certain the last time we did this. But we, of course, use Sirenscape, and we use social media all over the place, and we use Paizo's Abomination Vaults Adventure Path, and we use Foundry. And I mentioned those two specifically at the end because they've done something pretty big and announced something pretty cool, and I want to talk about this before we even get to that point, before we even get to the point where this becomes a big deal. Because I'm rather happy about this. I've been kind of giddy about this. I've been putting a couple of comments up in various places about how cool all of this looks. Paizo and Foundry have officially teamed up, and they are going to be making official modules for Foundry, which all of the adventure paths going forwards will supposedly have their own little module on Foundry, which is really cool. It doesn't cover the stuff we're doing on another channel. I believe that's all going to be, because that's all in the past. I don't think they're doing one for that. And it technically, because it's supposed to be every single module that they're making from now onwards, starting with the Outlaws of Arkansas, I want to say is the name of it. It's basically the Wild West one that they're doing. Everything from that point onwards is going to be in Foundry, and they're going to do super cool maps for it, and they're going to do loads of other stuff. And they've done the beginners box set, and that's out already, and I have picked that one up, and the stuff in it is gorgeous. The maps in it are lovely, the tokens are amazing, some of the stuff that they're putting in, like there's music built into it. Sirenscape, as much as I love Sirenscape, technically won't be needed because it's all built in. That said, I think I like the controls on Sirenscape set up slightly better, but we'll see. We'll see how things go forwards. Why does this matter to us? Why does this matter to this channel? Well, because Abomination Vaults did quite well. It's quite a good little AP, and a lot of people really liked it. So next month is released the collector's edition of Abomination Vaults. Everything all in one book. And to celebrate that, they're doing a Foundry module with everything in. Absolutely everything. This entire adventure path with high quality maps and new tokens and built-in lights and all the rest of it. All the stuff that basically I have to sort of finagle and mess around with and add in is all going to be handled. Including some macros and goodness knows what else, fun and games that they're going to put into this. So I have decided and kind of mentioned to these guys that I will be getting that module. That comes out in 6 weeks. Not 6 weeks. About 6 weeks. About 6 weeks. 6, 7 weeks. Which means that you will see 6 episodes of us using the maps that we're currently using, and none of this will change, and all of this will be fine and everything else. Whether or not it's 8 episodes, I don't know yet, because the actual release date is smack in the middle of a point in time where I am nowhere near a computer and probably would get glared at if I brought one with me. So, there will be a potential 8-week sets of episodes, 8 sets of episodes, rather than having it immediately as soon as it's released. But our plan, my plan, certainly is that we will pick up that extra bit of piece on there, and as with many things, I'm going to lean into this one. The reason why, one of the things that we'll do is that will be stuff that we try and arrange between ourselves to pick up. The more people subscribe, the more people that we can get onto this channel and subscribing and liking and commenting, and this is really, really big. It makes a world of difference. The more we can start moving towards maybe asking for a little bit of that whole community support and seeing if we can get some of these sorts of things like the maps supported in other ways. It would be cool. It would be wonderful. We are actually slowly but surely picking up subscribers. We hit 38 yesterday, and we are slowly but surely creeping up those numbers, which is really, really cool. I do know that around about, because of the wonderful analytics that they put onto YouTube, over 50% of the people that watch our episodes don't subscribe. So
Criminal.
we could really do, yeah, we could really do. Now, I mean, a lot of those people potentially only watch for this first intro bit and then clear off when the actual game starts. But I don't care. If you guys can subscribe, that's brilliant. You know, that's all we matter about. I was dead excited recently because we got a thumbs down on one of our videos, and I was really happy about that. No, I was really happy because as far as Google's concerned, as far as YouTube is concerned, a dislike is as powerful as a like. So, you know, you keep disliking our videos. If you don't like them, fine, you do that. Really, really helps us out one way or another. So, you know, by all means, guys, as I say, we're slowly but surely progressing towards this sort of stuff, and we really do. I am personally, after having looked at the stuff that's in the beginner's box set, I am really looking forward to showing you guys what Paizo have done with Foundry, because it's lovely. Some of it's really, really, really good. There's automation in there, brilliant light setups, and some of the automation that they put in allows you to turn lights on and off depending on what choices players have made. It's really, really quite kind of cool. So they've done some really, really lovely stuff with it. And honestly, some of the screenshots of the high res maps for Abomination Vaults just look really good. So I am super, super excited for it. And I'm super, super excited to keep these guys playing and getting them through this adventure path one way or another. We'll do, you know, very quick sort of recap for you all. Last time that we were doing any of this, and I'm mostly doing this because my players have forgotten, we finished in Atari, and the group headed downstairs. They went down into the sort of the first set of stairs that they'd found. They didn't bother going back to the small island. They went straight into the depths of the main building. They had a look up and down a corridor, not entirely certain which way to go. Doors on each side, then there's a little turn at the top and doors on each side again. And one door specifically right at the very top, which had a glowing green light coming from underneath it. Choosing not to take any risks and not to go where the light was, they went instead back down to the bottom of the corridor and opened the first set of doors to find two creatures in there. Large, peculiar crossbow type contraptions, and that decided to immediately take offence to Mosram walking into the room.
Which is very rude.
They very quickly dealt with that and very quickly dispatched them, and are now stood in this workshop, this makeshift workshop. As with all things that you can see on your screen when we get to the map, which I will jump over to now, you guys on the stream, and in fact the players to a certain extent because of the way that Foundry works, can see this wonderful coloured map. It is pitch black, honest, Gov. The whole place is pitch black. This is just the dark vision that is shared between all of the players, and to an extent, because of where Nephi and Phelan are, you can actually see what most people can normally see, the black and white, which is just beyond the door. But because Invar is in the main building, it's nice and colourful, and that is what everybody can pretty much see. If they click on their tokens, they see slightly different. They see very specifically what they can see. But not a single person in this party is without dark vision. I don't know how you guys.
Lauren couldn't see.
Yeah, other than Lauren, yeah, who is utterly incapable of seeing anything right now.
We're going to have to work on that.
Yep. Blowing the Dark Badger, that's obviously the way forward.
Okay, I am going to tap on some music on the old Sirenscape. Get this lovely sounds going.
Creaky floorboard.
I was going to say, let's go with something a little bit different. So you've got a room that's here in front of you that you've not really looked through much. You've got a rough idea of what it is, though. And you have a couple of doors in here. One to the north and one very much on the northern side of the east wall. The two doors that you came in, obviously at the very very northwest and very southwest of this room. But it's a long, thin chamber, 10 foot wide and 40 foot long, roughly.
I hear anything
Can you hear anything while
pressed against the door?
rammed against the door?
Pulled out a glass that I took from the crooked place.
Engraved with the name of the place, no doubt.
Yeah.
The Crooked Nook written
That's
Perfect
not what
well
it was.
evidence.
across the bottom of it.
It's found, return for pies.
You can indeed hear noise on the other side of this door. It sounds like you would imagine it must be some sort of humanoid creature. It's kind of speaking in common. I say speaking is kind of like low mumbled sounds of pain and discomfort. Certainly, yeah, not a lot else beyond that. But that was the door that was barricaded, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And the one next to myself, just having a cautious look at it. Does it look similarly dubious, or having a listen to it, does it sound similarly dubious?
No, you do not hear anything coming from the other side of that at all.
Can I sense any of the spirit or haunt type things?
From around here, you cannot.
So, silent door or people talking quietly and pained?
I wonder if those are our missing.
I pocket the glass again.
Do you know if there's a secret knock for that mob?
Is there a secret
Shaving a haircut? Yeah, secret knock.
Is it?
Like, knock, not a knock.
I tell you
Having a
what,
haircut.
just for amusement value, Neffy, if you roll me a society check, you'll.
That's cool. I've got a good positive in that. No, I rolled a natural 1.
There's absolutely a secret knock. 100%. You are certain there is one. The downside is you have never been told it, so you wouldn't have any idea what to do. But there's
I'm
definitely.
not a member
something
yet, guys. They haven't let me in the cool club yet.
I like the
I
way
vote
you
we
said
should.
yet.
They will. Slowly.
I vote we check
Slowly
the
I'll
quiet
work.
room first.
So was I slowly try the quiet door first, was it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any objection to me sparking up a torch? Because Oleron's not doing well with the dark down here.
Go for it. I've got no issues.
Absolutely fine.
I'm going to sling my shield and spark up a torch,
Okay.
still keeping one hand free for spellcasting.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing I can't do the thing of grasping a torch in my shield hand.
No, and amusingly, there is a item that potentially you could look at in the future, which is known as a shield sconce, which is designed for allowing you to put torches onto the front of your shield.
That can go on the list, but for now, shield away, torch out.
Yep. So you light up a torch. It's made absolutely no visible difference to anybody apart from Oleron. Everybody else is fine.
That's all right. So it's helped out the person that really matters.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hey, I matter.
Are you a person, though?
Until you move fast enough, then you energy.
But Mr. the Frog, we all agreed that a celebrity is not a people.
I'm better than a person.
Just what are you doing with this door? Come on.
Opening it quietly,
Even-
looking through.
Mildly
Breaking the DM,
provocative.
breaking the DM, breaking the DM.
Try the door handle and just quietly open it up on the assumption that unless, of course, something has gone, oh, there's a fight, we'll just hide. There's probably nothing on the side of this, he says.
So, as with all these sorts of things, you guys can click on the door. So if you're opening the door, you're more than welcome to click on it.
And the monkey flips the switch.
I mean, he says it should
Okay.
work. There you go. So,
Yeah. The privy.
the air is cool and moist. A low stone well sits to the east. Armor, weapons, and tools lie in heaps in the north.
Ooh. Shiny. Useful. Are they useful? Are they in good nick? Are they
Anything in
absolutely
Are they
crap?
shiny or are they battered?
Are they rusty as heck in a nice cool damp air?
What are you doing, guys?
Rummaging the armor
Rummage.
pile, having a look at it. Is it utterly knackered armor? Is it rusted? Is it good nick?
It's not.
Ooh.
You're quite surprising, actually. The quality of the stuff in here is not as bad as you think it is. You find I say mostly, one rapier, but it's completely broken. However, there are 2 further rapiers in good condition. There is a 3 suits of studded leather, 3 sets of thieves' tools, a
I think I know whose stuff this is. I
Hey.
take the thieves' tools.
a potion, and 13 gold pieces.
And the
I
gold.
take those
Take
with
the
Ron
money.
if he does.
Say the money.
Okay, so
Fine, I
Looking it
give
up
the
to me.
gold to Inver. I keep the thieves' tools.
I'm going to dump all of this stuff into the loot bag that you guys have got communally.
Who gets there first?
I would prefer it if people actually distribute this stuff rather than just leave it in there, but for the purpose of simplicity and just to speed things up, all of these items are being dropped into the appropriate
So to be
place.
clear, I'm only taking them so they don't disappear into Neffy's pockets.
Mm-hmm.
I resemble that.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to try and identify the potion?
It's not really my strong suit.
I will note for a fact, for simplicity on this one, this is a, now that you're kind of looking at it, it is not an alchemical mix, this is a magical mix of some description.
Ooh, can I use occultism for that?
Oh.
You can.
Arcana?
So I will do the rolls for this. So we've got an arcana from one, we've got an occultism from another.
I may as well chip in with a nature.
A nature for that one, yep. And is Neffy going to give it a go?
Yeah, Arcana.
Arcana, okay.
2 for Arcana.
Well, I mean, most of your rolls were utterly terrible. However, it's fair to say, Moz, you've seen this kind of stuff before. You've had to deal with this kind of stuff before. You've used it before. This is a
Copy.
healing potion lesser. So it is a lesser version of a healing potion. Reasonably good stuff. It would heal up 2d8 plus 5 hit points should you need to use it.
Useful.
The rest of it, however, with sort of like cursory checking, Neffy using magics that they've got and all the rest of it, you are able to work out that none of the rest of this stuff is magical.
Just quick potions check.
Hmm.
Has anybody got a lesser that would need a lesser?
I
We've got
have
one.
a
We've got one on a
minor.
dash.
At the moment, I have a minor healing potion and a lesser healing potion, so I
Oh.
don't need an extra at the moment.
I have a minor. And that's
I
it.
just have a minor.
Go to Phelan, probably.
Yeah, Phelan, do you want to take a hold of that for now?
Yeah. I'll grab the lesser from the bag.
There's a spare. Having a quick rummage in here. There's a spare Elixir of Life minor in bar.
Ooh. Go on then. I'll have
Might as
that
well get them spread out a bit.
Yep.
Does anyone mind me grabbing that dark vision elixir?
Not a problem.
It's
It's black,
to give
it's
to a
black and
Lauren.
white and 120 foot away.
Well-
but, yeah.
If we need to go somewhere where having a torch is disadvantageous,
True.
Does he
forcing the
drink it like
badger
he drinks his beer?
Put it in his beer.
Gif it. If you're watching this, gif it. There you
What was I expecting to see JJ do tonight? Not that.
what do I never want to see JJ doing again?
Again.
My
Just
best Scrat
wrong.
impression
It's
is
just
still you
wrong.
getting.
And this
No
is
POV videos.
just so everybody is aware, this is why you should listen to the podcast and not watch the video on YouTube.
You don't have to see this.
Sorry, children.
Wait, hang
For
on.
those on the podcast,
For
if
the
you want to
podcast.
see it, it's on YouTube.
For those on the podcast, JJ, you now need to do an audio description of what you
No.
just did.
I gently buried my face in my hands and went.
Oh,
Oh, with a little bit of this as well.
I am so sorry.
I'm not sorry.
Right, after
I know not of
looting
this
the room,
human
after
condition
looting-
called contrition.
after looting the room, after digging through all of the stuff that's in here, what are you guys doing?
I'm unbarricading the other door.
Okay.
And I will knock on it subtly with a shave and a haircut.
Fair enough.
I know not those things either.
You remove the barricades and everything else. For the most part, it looks like one of the main thing here is the door is not locked, and it opened this way. So this was the only way that they could keep whatever was inside. You are more than welcome to open that door. Okay, alcoves along the walls might once have been storerooms, but the stone shelves are all empty. The room smells foul.
Lovely.
The
Gotta love chicken.
odour... I'm going to stop there. The odour comes from the fact that there are 3 men tied to benches hidden within each of the alcoves. This place is being used as some sort of prison, but these people have not been particularly looked after that well.
Do I... Oh, sorry, go on.
All 3 are clad in rags and seem to be suffering from some sort of malnutrition, including what blatantly is fear in their eyes. Each bears a bird tattoo on the right shoulder.
Right. I've got spare rations, basic rats, get some in them. Shall we get them their gear and get them out now?
You get
Pretty
in the gear.
certain.
Are we sure these are the people we're looking for, Neffy?
Oh, well, I was going to say, one, do I recognise them? As in, do I personally know any of them?
You don't personally recognise any of them. These guys, if they are anything to do with the
Ospreys.
and to be fair, with a very quick look over them and a nat 20 on the die roll, you 100% recognise the tattoo on the shoulder. It is most definitely the Osprey Club. These are probably some of Ysmera's quiet workers, the people that aren't known and the people that aren't seen around town. You know, these are the ones that do the extra work.
I
I was-
pull out extra pie that I bought when we were last in town and offer it to the guys.
You do that. I'm going to see about untying them and treating any obvious wound.
I'm like, oh holding it to their faces.
Eat.
Show some decency.
Give them-
Them.
Give them
No,
a
you're just
napkin.
waving pie at them while they're tied up. You're taunting them with the
feed
pie.
So they will.
Captain America respects his vegan friends. Deadpool force feeds them meatloaf.
They more than happily take up the food that is offered to them.
My hand.
Absolutely. They only seem to have minor injuries. It's mostly the malnutrition is the problem, and they seem to just be terrified. They with a little bit of time, they will introduce themselves. One is called Goral Vetters. There is a Shad Nunda and a Ziskili Theed.
Gee.
Gorvetta, come again.
Goral Vetters,
Mhm.
Shad Nunda, and Ziskili Theed.
I'm not going to start singing. The Skilly Feed.
And it will pretty much be only one of them that will talk to you because I am not doing 3 accents. Goral is the one that seems to be most coherent. But yes, they will definitely. If you hand them their gear, they will take up the gear that they've got. So if anybody took any of the stuff, you might want to give it back.
It looks like whatever they were using improvised weapons. Some of your gear seems to be gone, guys. We've got your armor here, though.
I assume the gold was yours
None
as
of
well.
that was a lie.
Sure, we'll take gold.
Neffy is headbutting the wall as Inva hands them back the gold.
No, yeah, we'll definitely take the gold. That's fine. Yeah. Look, since we've been down here, we've not exactly had a lot of fun. In all honesty, you can get us out of here, we'd be quite happy. Just, you know, if you want to know anything about what's in the area, I might be able to give you some clues. But honestly, I don't remember much after going down into that cave. We moored up the boat and found an entranceway and went down there.
You took the slipway down into the cavern, did you?
Yeah. And well, that was a bit of a mistake. There's something in there. Long neck, reptilian type of head, wings.
A drake.
Vaguely drakish around the teeth.
I mean, to be honest with you, it was so quick and so vicious. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of really looking at it and paying attention, if I'm completely honest. We just sort of, well, we ran. Yeah, we shifted as much as we could. Unfortunately, well, one of the guys went. He was pretty much torn apart. And then, yeah, the rest of us managed to rush off into the tunnels to the south, only to encounter, well, and he points out the door at the thing that the things on the floor. A whole bunch of them. I mean, those ones are a bit weird. The huge hand cannon thing, ballista. I don't think I've seen any of the others with those. Mostly they just seem to carry knives, but there's a lot of them. A hell of a lot of them. I mean, they were at least willing to talk. But when we talked to them, they just kind of ganged up on us and pushed us in here. And we've been here ever since, without anything to eat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
about
they
your
just
friend.
left you in here.
I mean, they pushed through a little bit of food here and there, but mostly it's mushrooms and funguses, and yeah, it's not exactly the most edible food in the world.
Feel bad, and I give them more pie.
It disappears like super fast.
Reasonably speaking, we've got the three of you. Your fourth's gone.
Yeah.
There's a fast route out. We got a stairwell up to the top. And they're secure not 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
Did you notice anything odd a couple of nights ago?
No, not really. I mean, this entire area is a bit odd, but since we've been in here, we've not really had anything at all.
Okay.
I mean,
But yeah,
what? Yeah, what sort of thing? Because seriously, it's just been dark down here.
big blue light. You'll hear about it when you get back to town, I've no doubt.
I mean, to be brutally honest with you, I'm probably going to go back to Ismira, and that's going to be more or less it. I'm not going to talk to anybody else. That's not my job.
Question.
Yeah.
Can you put a good word in for me with Ismail? I've paid up my debts, and clearly I'm a really good thief.
All right, love. Whatever.
Thanks. And then I just go and sit down somewhere.
Okay.
I'm going to check the rest of the alcoves and see if there's anybody else or anything else.
Looking in the alcoves, having a look round the rest of this room, you don't notice any other sign. This looks potentially like it's been kind of set up for just dealing with these guys, almost like they pulled everything out of here that was in here and set it up for them.
Okay.
Right. Well, part of the request from herself up at Crook's Nook was to get their folks out. So, seems a good idea if we get these boys upstairs.
Yeah, we should at least escort them out of the ruins.
Yeah. Get them outside the building, and there's just a walk home.
So we'll do a little bit of a sort of fade to black. I'm not gonna dwell on this period of time. This is nice and simple. We can have that wonderful sort of cool. Throwbacks to old 80s films. And you find yourself down here again, probably more in the corridor than where your current tokens are, but for sake of argument, if you just move yourselves out into the corridor, yeah, we will work from there.
Is that green? Yes, that green light is still on the door at the
Oh
top.
yeah, that green light is definitely still there and hasn't gone anywhere at all. There is.
We were working our way up the corridor, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, we were.
This one next.
So that's to the north of you, and on the western
Right,
side
yes.
of the corridor, about
Yep.
what, 40 foot away from the other door that
10,
you went.
15, 20, 30.
There's the one halfway up, or there's the one at the top of the corridor, yeah?
I mean, when you say halfway up, it's way more than halfway
Right.
up.
It is, it's like 3/4 of the way up.
Okay, 3/4 of the way up. Oh,
It's on the
halfway up
left.
ice cream.
It's the opposite side to the one we've just been in.
Yeah.
Back in the same side as the stairwell was.
Yep.
Can I detect anything on the other side of it?
So, with your spectral senses, you do not notice anything overly different
Okay. Anyone want to
there.
listen at the door?
But what I would say is you are within 30 foot of the green glowing door, and you are well aware that there is definitely something in that area.
Oh, yeah. We're getting there.
Aw.
Just think about sassing or not sassing the DM. Which one are we doing today? I forget.
Always sass.
That's the
Always
one.
that. Yeah.
Just for my curiosity's sake, and just to go over this again, Moz, are you still scouting?
Yep. Eyes on a swivel.
Neffy, are you still stealthing?
Yep.
And Inva and Phelan, are you seeking and searching?
I
Yep.
am stealthing.
You are going to stealth. Okie dokie.
It's
Fair
dark
enough.
and there's shadows. What else would I do?
Well, fair.
I mean, technically there aren't shadows. The whole thing is one big shadow, right? But
You say that,
He's walking around with a torch
Right.
behind.
but there's a dwarf with the
Whoa,
torch.
walking behind you with a fucking torch.
you will notice whenever looks back at that space, there's kind of, oh, yeah, light, right, and look away again. Eventually, she learns not to do it. She learns where it is, roughly. But the first few times.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of stealth going on, that's fine. And with Phelan, as you come up to this door that they're all sort of ganging around at, you are fairly confident and fairly comfortable with the idea that there is nothing on the other side of that door. The door also looks completely fine. There doesn't seem to be any indication of traps. And as with many of the doors down here, it is swollen in its joist, in its frame, but you've got some pretty burly people here. You know you can push these things open with just a bit of a shoulder. So
I look at the badger.
More reliable than me.
Okay. Okay, Olrin. Body check the door.
Get the badger to bit the door.
the badger runs full tilt. Actually, the badger's got a decent strength, and I believe he's trained in athletics. So yes, the badger can push the door open because that's all that's required.
One
You are-
badgering ram.
You are.
No, that's beautiful.
No.
Beautiful.
You are more than welcome to click on the door and open it up, guys. There is no problems with that whatsoever. Okay, not that you can really see much. Broken down torture broken. Hang on. This is. Yeah, broken down torture instruments lie in half collapsed heaps on the floor here. To the north slumps a ruined stretching rack, while to the south a pillory lies fallen on the floor. Rusty tongs and chains, frayed and rotten whips, and other instruments of torture lie on shelves that look about to collapse. And
Yep, this is pretty nasty.
you are aware of the shape of this room. So the room itself is 25 foot north to south, 15 foot east to west. The corners of the room, however, are trimmed off, making the room a very strange 8-sided shape. It's literally the last couple of feet of the room are just trimmed off. And as I say, the room just looks like some sort of torture chamber. There is a door directly opposite the way you came in, on the western side of the room.
Yeah, unless there's anything anybody particular feels wonderful about in here. Shall we move on?
Bit of
Yeah.
room or anything?
What was that? You want to search?
I was saying, should we do a proper search on Rue?
Can do, yeah.
Yeah,
Take a minute.
With a little bit of searching around and having a look at stuff, and with your curiosity ever so slightly piqued by Neffy's request, it is everybody, apart from Neffy, that spots that there is a secret door in the southern wall.
I'm clearly too distracted in the other end of the room.
Best rogue ever.
Ever.
Is there anything spiritual beyond it?
Um.
I mean, I do get a check to find this. It's not an automatic sense.
Yeah. It's a perception check, I assume.
I assume so. Let me have a look.
Mhm.
Hang on a minute. Feet. No, but it's under spellcasting, so it works. So this is the spirit sense ability.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you aren't searching, you get a check to find haunts and spirits. You get a +1 status bonus, perception checks to seek, and attempts to recall knowledge, skill checks to determine existence and disable the haunt. So it's a searching action.
It's part of the searching action, and even if you wouldn't normally, if you haven't been actively looking for haunts, you get that as part of a sort of passive ability. Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at what I'm looking here, I'm going to say that you do have, from where you are, a faint feeling of something. It's at least partially spiritual. This, you can't tell what though. It's not like it's obviously a haunt or obviously anything else, but there's something to the west of you.
Ooh. That was not where I was expecting it to be. Okay, so that'll be in the other door. That'll be through here somewhere. Okay, so there's something weird over in that room there, points off. But this one doesn't seem to have anything that I can detect.
Neffy, it was your idea. Do you want to go first and have a look-see? Looking for secret doors and such?
Sure, that's exactly what I want to do. I open the door. Can I open the door?
You absolutely should be able to open the door. No problems whatsoever if you just...
Cool. Pressed it.
You do indeed. Okay. You open up that one.
I'll be right over their shoulder, right over her shoulder.
Okay.
Oh, I think I hit.
So you open up the southern door and you find a corridor. Close the door on you. They didn't know.
Why did you do this?
It's 15 foot long, but at the 10-foot mark, it actually opens up into a T-junction, and there is a further 5 foot there to another door. As you open that door and you all start to step in, Phelan kind of looks over everybody's shoulders or past each other's hips or whatever and goes, there's another secret door at the end of this corridor. And you are aware of yet another door right at the far end of the corridor.
Guess what, Neffy? You're right in front of it.
You just open it. Something at this point, or whatever.
Kool-Aid Man has nothing on Neffy today.
So, after a little bit of digging around, it isn't just a open it up. What you find is that there is actually a pair of stones, one either side on the corridor, that as you push them both in, the door swings open. There was no specific handle or sliding mechanism or anything else like that. You literally had to press the two parts of the wall. This plain circular room is empty. A single image of a moss-caked skull adorns the eastern wall.
Skull, or it's something carved in.
It appears to be carved in.
Can I read aura on it?
You can. You discern nothing magical about that room.
Mm-hmm. Do I have? Is it relevant to well, undead, shadow plane, or haunt? Is it anything that I might recognise or consider I might know something about?
No.
Nope. Okay.
Trained in Arcana and Occultism, does it have any particular meaning or otherwise any kind of witchery nature or magical nature?
You're racking your brains. You think you've seen this somewhere else, but you just cannot put your finger on it. There's something about this that is striking you.
Occultism and
Yeah.
religion.
So, very
Occultism
quickly,
is my better one.
very, very quickly, who is trying to identify this symbol?
Yes.
Yes.
So, who is trained in religion?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Had to check. Sorry, took me a second.
Yeah, same here. It's like,
Okay. Nothing swinging there for Invar, but both Nephi and Phelan, you do suddenly remember the altar that was upstairs that you broke apart because of what it was about. This was the symbol that was on that altar. This is the symbol
lot?
of Nimbeloff.
Oh, it's close.
At least we're not directly under that altar.
you reckon
I
it's
assume we're not.
But that green glow might be.
Who is Nimbleoff?
So
generally undead linked badness?
So he's an for just a reminder and general sort of pick up for those people that weren't there at the time. Nimbleoff is a greater old one. He is for most people you will remember or at least know him from Cthulhu mythos because he is indeed part of that. He is one of the greater out of gods. He is one of the ones that is at least moderately not overly interested in the world at large, but he really likes undead. And he really, really likes being involved with things that revolve around the undead.
So should we destroy this too? If you destroyed the altar?
It seems odd placement for it in a small room like this. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's linked to that other one, but it feels not temple-y. The other one was temple-y.
Just out of curiosity, while Nephi is in there, is anybody keeping the door open?
No, but now I'm
I'm standing next to
concerned
the
that
other
I
door
should
just
have
in
done.
case.
After you've stepped in and taken your hands off the two stones, after a given length of time, the door swings shut.
Uh-huh.
And then
I touched the skull.
Typical. Oh, that bugs.
all of you hear
Yes, something happens.
there is a clunk and a grinding noise from the other side
Pulls
of
up
the
back
door.
of character.
Nephi,
I
you
didn't
feel
open
the
it.
floor. You feel the floor start to shake and rumble, and the doorway slowly slides up out of view. Or more accurately, you go down. After a little bit of time, all of a sudden a door in the north and a door in the south appear behind you, and the floor stops moving.
Touching head makes you go down. Okay, good to know.
Break it just right.
How much do I want to try doors, or do I try to return to the party?
You got
When
backup character
Phelan did-
ready.
Yeah.
When
Phelan
Phelan
said
did
open
that,
the door.
did
Did the door
open?
No, the door does not open when Phelan touches the two buttons now.
Mars, Inver.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, what door
Uh,
won't open?
Moz will attempt to pry it
Uh,
with climbing gear. I picked up climbing gear. I made a note of it.
out of curiosity,
You've got to get through the door first.
Yeah, I was remaining by the door open.
While this is going on,
Crowbar.
you are trying really hard to pry this door open and it will not shift. Neffy, what are you doing?
I really want to open one of the doors.
You
I listen at both of the doors.
You look around. You listen at both of the doors. Okay, let me very very quickly just have a look.
Chaos Goblin.
Don't turn into Desire Thoris, trapped in there for a year and a day.
You cannot hear anything on either side, either door. You do note that there are stones either side of each door which would allow you to open them in a very similar way to what you found in the corridor.
Stop looking at me, JJ. No, okay.
You can hide.
pressed-
You can hide, but I will still see you. I will know.
I pressed the skull again
Okay.
so that I can tell everyone what I
The
saw.
floor starts to shake again. The doors disappear below you as you start to slide back up to the top. After a while, guys, you can hear this slight grinding noise of stone as it starts to come up. And then, Neffy, do you press the two buttons that you now can see? On them?
Yeah.
And the door
Wait.
swings
Hang on.
open.
What
I was like,
did you
what can I do? Do I like tear a sleeve? Like, make it look like something really bad happened?
What did you do, Neffy?
Grabs Neffy,
I did-
rips out of door.
I did absolutely nothing wrong. All I did was touch the Nimbleoff thing, and then I shrunk, and I ended up somewhere else. And I think it was down. And then I really wanted to open a door, and I was a good girl, and I didn't open a door, and I pressed the skull again, and I came back up.
Have a cookie.
Just for everybody.
We reach into my pack and hand over a cookie.
Just for
I was gonna say a comment about being a good girl and then putting you on a leash, but we're just gonna leave that one there.
So.
I was just going to say score one for party stepmom.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Right, just for your benefit, I'm stepping in here. I have activated, there is now a button in that room that if you have your token selected, you can portal yourself down to where Neffy was. You are 100% certain, Neffy, that you went down a floor.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you
Are
were
we
stepping into
gonna
the
do-
conversation.
This? So there's definitely something over to the west. But you might just have alerted a whole bunch of other stuff to the fact that somebody's coming. So should we flip a coin?
Let's not go downstairs yet. Let's check
Let's
out what
head
we've got
west.
here. Yeah.
I'm too busy eating my cookie.
Votes for west.
I
Just
high
gonna
five
say, Mol,
Maldron.
Don't think it's the leash so much as binding the hands that might be useful once she's had the cookie.
So many things can be said.
And Moss opens the door.
By all means, click on the door.
Oh no! No!
That's
Also
enough.
special.
Who
Yeah.
wants to go downstairs?
Yeah. Anything else on this floor? Anything else on this floor? Mhm.
Yes.
Probably.
Are we going to try that one again?
No, keep the door shut.
Was it? Did it look like it was moving? It,
No.
it definitely looked like it was shimmering.
It did not look like it was moving.
Did the door open that easily, or was it?
The door is a swollen door, exactly the same as all the
Okay.
other ones you've met. It involved a little bit of a shove. You probably couldn't pull it closed as quickly as you wanted.
I still vote leave.
Moss will just push the door back open
If
enough to
nothing
stick his
else-
head around.
Right, well, before you do anything, do you want me to describe what you see?
Yes, please.
The walls of this circular room are smooth and grey. A ribbon of pure blue
Oh, yeah.
light coils and slithers through the air, connecting the floor at the centre of the room to the ceiling 15 foot above. The points where this light touches the stone above and below seethe and writhe, as if the stone itself was suffering from an infection. The dissected remains of an enormous worm lie slumped around the ribbon, forming a crescent of shriveled and tattered purple flesh. And that's where we're going to stop, because that's an awesome place to stop. We will pause that there. We are going to go and have our break, and we will come back and record the second part of this, episode number 18. I hope you've all enjoyed this today. These guys have been absolutely ridiculous. And we will endeavour to come back with the same level of stupidity and fun and entertainment that is this place. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next random encounter. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.